Hey, how's it going? I wanted to touch on something real quick today. Also, I don't know how often I'll upload these videos, but it's just kind of when I have free time and something kind of comes to me. So as an INFP, I do live in this fantasy world all the time, and that can tend to bring me into a fairly negative state of mind. And reason being, I love being in that fantasy world a lot. It's really great, and I feel like it's something that I'm just meant to be in. But when I'm in that position, I start to neglect reality and the actual weight of reality in terms of things I need to do to stay alive, and the realities of the darkness of the world and stuff start to push down on me more when I'm too stuck in fantasy land. And something that has helped me in the past get out of that rut is physical activity. And like what I just did the first video in the Insanity workout series. I used to do that all the time when I was younger. And I've decided to just buckle down, do the whole thing. I've started to notice that I'm getting a little bit weaker. I used to be pretty physically active all the time, especially from a cardio standpoint. And because I've been lost in this fantasy, creativity, or creative rather, world, I've just totally lost track of taking care of myself from a health standpoint. And I think that started to bring down my negativity in that way as well. When you're not healthy, it's harder to be mentally healthy, physically going along with mentally. I've noticed, maybe this is another thing that would be good for other INFPs, not just me. If you see yourself getting too stuck in the fantasy world, no matter how great it is, no matter how much I love it, you need to reel yourself back in a little bit. Not just to be like, oh, you have to conform to the rest of the world, but so you can actually live a better life. And, this is just something I've kind of realized today. I've been thinking about it, and I've just been kind of pushing it to the side. And for some reason, I just felt like, okay, like I'm gonna start this workout thing again. It's 60 days. It's, there's things that I'll be doing that'll still be going by the time this is done. And, hey, maybe I can just do it a second time. By the end of that, I can start running outside again a little bit once it's not sub-zero temperatures. It'll probably still be sub-zero temperatures, but maybe I'll just be more up to it at that point. But I've noticed in the past it does make me happier when I do have some kind of physical activity going on. And again, it brings a good balance between real world and the other real world inside my head. And I have a feeling that it will cause me to have better productivity in terms of motivating myself to do creative things and putting the work in behind it. Even in Fantasyland, doing stuff that's creative, like I do music, it's still hard to motivate yourself to do those things, especially when I feel like I'm always trying to think about them and conceptualize and abstract ideas in my head. To me, that's also just as fun and interesting, and it's a little bit easier. I don't have to get up and really put in work to do that. It's kind of just like my natural process that goes on in my head. But again, just a thought. I say this in my last video. I don't want this channel to be so much about the education of what it means to be an INFP or typology and the specifics of it. I just want to kind of give an account as another INFP out there, and for anybody watching this that think, hey, maybe he's not an INFP, maybe he's this, let me know. Obviously, I only have 2 videos up here, so it's hard to tell. But from what I can gather, at least from my perspective, I relate pretty heavily to all the INFP stuff. Not just from, myself today, but comparing the INFP ideas to myself in the past. And again, it's super interesting to me to hear people talk knowing their actual personality type. And again, this is redundant from what I was saying in my last video, but it's only my second video, so maybe I just won't say that anymore. But yeah, so just a thought, and I guess I'll upload a video again at some other point. Don't know when, just doing these when I have time, but sweet. See ya, thanks for watching.